Afternoon VC. Happy 2024, all that stuff. And I wanted to come to you like I did last year, right around the first of the year, and give you some sort of perspective of where I'm at in this collecting sort of frenzy, this hobby, my sort of goals and thoughts for the new year, and a bunch else. I'm going to sort of show some records, show the 24 records I'm looking for 2024. Last year was 2023. This year is 2024. What a surprise. I liked the idea of having a targeted list, and I thought it'd be cool to continue. You can follow along with me. You can try to steal these records out from under me. The beauty of this list is that while these are definitely records I will be looking to get in 2024, in fact, one of these may already actually even be on its way, but there's actually also a secret list that I'm not sharing because it seems like that would make sense, as Stunty has encouraged. However, these 24 I hope to bring home. Last year I got 14 of 23. Pretty good. We'll see what we can do this year. A few of these are pretty hard to obtain. Goals for 2024, I'm not going to be looking to hit a number of records that I'm going to be trying to buy. I will continue to be very critical about what I get, and try to be a little more restrained. And the key thing for me this year is to make sure that I've been listening to these records, streaming them, checking them out online before I buy them as much as possible. I find that sometimes I've added things to a want list so long ago, I don't remember sort of what it is, and I just get it without rechecking in as tastes change, So yeah, tastes change, and I just want to make sure that what I'm getting I've accurately previewed, and I'm holding out for the right price and just doing all due diligence, and not coming back and looking at the end of the year like, oh man, I probably made some mistakes here and there. But so yeah, going to try to continuing to be critical, and we'll see where I get. I'm not gonna say that I'm not going to get a certain amount of records this year, but I kind of find it hard to believe that I would do the same amount again. We'll see. Vinyl tag, just people have been putting it out there. I wasn't going to do it. To be honest, I was not inspired by Rob Walker's. I was not inspired by Rob Walker's questions, to be honest. No offense against Rob or his channel or anything like that. I just didn't feel like the questions were really that inspiring. Didn't really feel that interested to do them. And some of the questions were fine, but and were cool, but I was not going to do it. Then Stunty, I had asked Stunty, I'm like, hey, you tried to do it, he'd come up with questions a couple of years ago. So yes, in fact, he did do questions. So I hopefully and likely will do a vinyl tag based on Stunty's questions, probably next week. I still want to recap Rochester with the VC and some great VCLT and a bunch of stuff. I really want to also do this year is kind of not get caught in the sort of paradigm of just showing new record cycle, which I do other videos too, but I'm not going to show everything the way I did last year. I'm probably not going to be doing the new vinyl in my life as much as possible, or when I do, it's going to be much more scaled down. I feel like I'm getting in the cycle of just not knowing enough about the records and showing them, and it's not inspiring me as much. So I'm going to be trying to take more liberties with what videos I do, and just have a little more fun with it, make it a little more organic. Like James Buttery comes to mind as someone who's done some cool just videos that inspire him in the moment. It's what gets him to get on the camera, and that's sometimes for sure the case with me, but I'm going to sort of bounce off that idea a little bit. So yeah, a few other goals is to upgrade my speakers, maybe upgrade the gear, but upgrade the speakers for sure. So I'll need to make room for that. I currently have Avid Audio speakers, which are good, certainly good. Just making look to make improvements wherever I can. But so yeah, that's what we have. I think at the end of this video, I'm going to read comments from my last video. I've always liked when some VC people did that, in particular band Secco Funk. I always liked that. I'm going to maybe do that from the last video. But let's get into the 2024 wants, and I'll probably show some 7 inches even here at the end, just to sort of round out this video, make it nice and long for you. So 2024, as I said, these are my targeted list. I hope to get as many of these as possible. A few are definitely not going to be, probably I will not even come close to or get a sniff at, but who knows? I didn't think I'd get Chris Knox songs for cleaning guppies, and I did. So here we have it. I'm going to show records that are related or sort of different by the same artist. First one, and I'll put images up on the screen. And by the way, I didn't tell you what we're listening to. I started 2023 off with this record, and I am doing that again this year. Although I already played it on the 1st of January, and it's now the 3rd. It's the Prima Materia, the all vocal drone record, released in Italy on the Ananda label. I won't talk about it too much. I've talked about it before, but this is my sort of palate cleanser for January 1st of every year. That's the original pressing, mid-70s. So we'll listen to a bit of this, and then I got another great record to play for the second half. So, number 1 on my list is Doug Hammond Folks from 1980. Here's the Ibidib release of Ellipse, which I got at Billy's Record Saloon during the WFMU craze. Folks is much easier to find, actually, but there's not many samples online. Actually, I couldn't really find much. I have to dig a little deeper. I thought there was a reissue of it. Again, I got to dig a little deeper on that, but I really loved the perspective on this, the vocal and sort of rhythm-heavy pieces on this. This copy is not that clean, but Billy gave me a super great price on it, and it plays pretty well. It plays better than it looks. So this is from '77 on the Ibidib label. Folks is also on the Idibib label from 1980. Number 2, I've been looking for this one for a bunch of years, just about as long as I was for this. The record I'm looking for is Brother Ah, Move Ever Onward. I'd also like to find his third, but I'm going to focus on that one. I know that, speaking of Secco Funk Van and his store Decibel Music, they definitely had a copy, but I did not get down there and reach out to him. This is Brother Ah, the Sound Awareness record on Strata East with Max Roach. This is a mind melter and a joyful. I find it joyful. I find it completely beautiful, subtle, quiet, restraint. I love all of that. It is loose jazz. This is the more ambient, more psychedelic, most ambient jazz record probably on the label. Strata East. This one I got, I think in 2021 actually, not last year. Or was it 2020? Anyway, 2021 or 20, whatever. Brother Ah, my second find there, and yeah, okay. I was just having a brain fart. My third record. This is one I don't expect to find. Stunty and Fred, Big Star 1000, I've talked about it, but the Sylvain Marc Del Robenja, Madagascar Now on the Palm label. Not Malagasy, just Madagascar Now. I'm just showing a different palm. I've shown this from the Gilson Ponty, Jeff Gilson, and John Shockley. But the Madagascar Now is such a unique record. I really don't think I'll get a sniff at it. I don't have the reissue. I think that's even out of print and hard to get. On the Palm label, who knows? We'll see. I don't expect I'm going to be paying a crazy price for it. There is a copy available now, but it is quite expensive. We'll see. You got to reach high if you want to achieve. Number 4, David Wertman's Sun Ensemble, Earthly Delights. There's a copy on this I've been watching dropped for like half a year. I'm going to show Steve Reed's Odyssey of the Oblong Square, just because Steve Reed plays on much of the stuff, or Wertman plays on a bunch of Reed records, but Reed is not on Earthly Delights. But it's what a beautiful cover, psychedelic jazz, you could say. But it's really Wertman on the upright bass, sort of leading things along. And I double checked that I love this record as much as I do. Like this year, when I finalized this list, I've listened to all of these. Yes, Sun Ensemble, Earthly Delights, gotta have it. David Wertman, the year, it's like the mid-70s. Well, that's not right. But the next one on my list is a record I do have the reissue of, but I want to find the original Bisophonic Boogie Woogie. This one's we've discussed this one a bunch. I know Alex was fortunate to find one. Roland Pion. This is, again, talking about unique and the Brother Ah. This one, wow. I mean, you can't look at this cover. I mean, that's going to tell you all you need to know in a way, but it really is. I love these records that I believe it's all him, but I love these records where it's one musician sort of like multi-tracking, sort of mind of the man there, and just it all coming from one person. It's creating a suite of music, almost like an orchestra of psychedelia, and it's all, yeah, I'm forgetting this as I say it, but it's all Roland P. Young recording chimes, kalimba, soprano sax, clarinet. The Roland track is startling. Electronic bass clarinet, electronic drone, soprano sax, lots of reeds. This is such a cool record. This is the M reissue, which I think is pretty gettable. The M label is very, very key for me for one obvious release. By the way, my 2023 wants that I didn't get, targeted list, that is, of course I'm still looking for those, but I'm not going to redo them here. If you're interested in what those were, go find the video. I'm not going to keep leaking them out. The next two, we're going to get into some French stuff. Daniel Humer's Drummo Vocalo, a library record. I'm showing Apocalypse with Jean-Charles Clapon, who comes into the next record. These next two really are related. This one, would rank as one of my all-time favorite records. It's absolutely magical, propulsive, spiritual, psychedelic for sure. Biorhythm, fiction scenes. Stunty gets the credit for introducing this one to me. It was not cheap, but I'm glad I actually paid up for it because it's only gotten more expensive. Had to fly it in. This is on the Magica Bus label from 1980 as well. No, I don't think there's a reissue of this. Right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's not. But I really would like to find this Drummo Vocalo, which is pretty new to me as I've gotten deeper into his discography. I'll just bring it up here. It's from the year 1971, so it precedes this by many years. And I believe it's all Humer and Claude Martineau on the International Music label, 1971. French pressing, no copies currently for sale. There is also an Italian version on the Flower label with a different cover, which is a possibility, so we'll see. Also, Jean-Charles Clapon. This is, I'll tell you which record I'm looking for, but this is another absolutely stunning record on Sarava. And I'm looking for is this a live record? But it's Clapon with Philip Mate, Lawrence Butch Morris, Serge Rahorson. It's on the Palm label also from 1977. I guess it's live. I think it is. Gilson is also recording this. Yeah, no, it's a studio record from 1976, released in 77. This one is L'Univers Solitude, another one that's an absolute favorite of mine. So these two are related for sure. All right, here we go. Jacques Thallot, Resurgence. Never been reissued. A little more sort of jazz. This one is my favorite by far. It's the only Thallot I have. This is the Futura label. This one you probably know. This one's, again, similar to the Roland P. Young, and all Thallot making an orchestra by himself, which I love. But this Resurgence record is, I don't remember the info. It's also from 77 on the Musica. Never been reissued. It features Francois Janot, Beb Guerin, Siegfried Kessler, Nana Vasconcelos, and some vocals from Frederic Giegenbach. So you're probably seeing it. Hopefully the images are up. Looking for that one. Moving into some more last jazz record, Charles Cha-Cha Shaw, Kingdom Come from 1979, also on the Folkways label. I got this last year. This one knocked my socks off. I've never seen it for sale until it showed up from a seller who had a great price on it. This one, Kingdom Come, may be harder, and I might like it a little better. It's a little more sort of like psychedelic influence with guitar. It's a little funky. It's a unique record. Charles Cha-Cha Shaw, out of St. Louis, I guess. Sort of under-recorded, but people are kind of hip to these records, so it might be hard to get. Okay, moving on into some reggae. These next two that I'm going to show here, I don't really have anything to do with, but Winston Riley, Meditation dub, and Prince Douglas dub roots. Just two amazing dub records. The Meditation dub I passed up at FMU because it was kind of at the end, and I was a little bit broke, so I didn't get it, but I took a picture of it just so I remember it, and I could have really gotten it for a fair price. I don't remember the condition or anything. But also dub roots, Prince Douglas. I'm kind of pretty short on Wacky's stuff. The Wacky's label, it's a very underrated label for in the reggae world. So I'm just going to show a wonderful Jackie Matu record on Studio One, Macafat, and another nice Rastafari record. It's the Sons of Negus, Ross Michael, but it's just, I guess, known as Rastafari, I believe is the title. This one's a little more roots reggae, but there you have it. I'm going to change the record. We've been listening to Prima Materia. I've been quiet about it because I just wanted to make sure I got it okay before I started talking it up. But yeah, this one was out of print from 2016, Barry Walker's Diaspora or Continent. I'll talk more about this in another video. This is, if you like that Blue Lake record or looking for something in that vein, this one is a little more sort of synthesized, but tectonic pedal steel guitar. It's layers and ambiance and just beauty. This is absolutely stunning record from 2016, so we'll listen to some of this. Next one, I don't even have anything to show. It's a Finnish record, Vesa Matalori, from early 70s. It's called 4+20, merging jazz, psychedelic, modal. Good vocals on it. It kind of reminds me of the Pugue record, Jadida, from sort of that kind of approach. It's a beautiful album. I'm very familiar with it. I've streamed it a ton of times for some reason. Hopefully I find that. All right, we'll get into some psych and some psych folk. Yes, I passed this up at FMU, and it still kind of haunts me for a very reasonable price. I wanted to buy it. I've told this, but I wanted to come back and talk to the guy who wasn't there about trading. When I came back, someone had bought it, but Gary Higgins Red Hash. An absolute pillar of psychedelic folk and sort of out there loner folk. This is the Drag City reissue, of course, with the 7-inch. But check him out. I mean, you just gotta love Gary Higgins. And also Bill Stone out of Maine. This is another one that maybe not quite as stoned as although it is called Stone, right? Yeah. And he is called Bill Stone, the album Stone, but it's a little more on the straighter side of folk. But there's a few songs like, I think Charlottetown is one, and whatever, but that go into a really insane place and beautiful. It's out of Maine. I was hoping to find it when I was up there. I did not. But there is some sort of band arrangement. It's not just sort of solo guitar or anything. But very deep, pretty screwed up, I will say. A little on the dark side, but great playing on it. This is also a Drag City reissue. It mentions, the loner folk of Dave Bixby, Skip Spence, Stone Harbor, Perry Leopold, all records I'm into. So this was the first official reissue of it from a couple of years back. It had never been reissued, so looking for that one. All right, looking for some Krautrock, the Anexus Qualm, Osmos, that is the Ore label. I'm going to try to move a little faster. This is going slow. It's from 1970, German pressing. Attainable, not very easy to find. There's a few other records of the same era. I'll show this copy of my original Ore review, UFO by Guru. Nexus Qualm, that's a progressive Krautrock record and one that doesn't get too much into sort of fusion or prog. It stays pretty psychedelic with an amazing cover. So, Pretty Things. You all know this record. Long time been looking for the SF Soul original. I've had this for 25 years. This is the Edsel copy from the 80s, a UK copy, but want to find that UK original, hopefully on the Columbia label, some version of it. We'll see what we can do. Not easy to source. There was a point where I had an option to grab one. I didn't, so we'll see. Not incredibly. I mean, I'm putting this on my list just to sort of like focus on it again, to see if it'll come my way. Nuno Calavaro, Plucuba, Musica para 70 Serpentes, Pretty tough one to get. There are copies up, very expensive. Portuguese electronic abstract experimental from the late 80s. I'll show. I have an Italian composer. In my head, I was thinking about Nuno Cannavaro. It sounds like an Italian name. Shows what I know, but I've been hoping to score it. This is the Wa Gistomacci Italian record, composer, avant-garde composer. This one, probably much harder to find than that, of course. There is a more recent reissue of it. We'll see. I don't have that reissue yet because I've been hoping to find this. Very cool, very interesting ambient, abstract, and experimentalism. You could call it music concrete, I suppose. Scorched Earth policy, going through a hole in your head. I got to throw some Flying Nun records. I'll show the other Scorched Earth policy I have with this amazing cover on the Flying Nun label. This is the other EP I'm looking for. This one's a little more on the punk side of things when it comes to Flying Nun. This is an amazing EP, just as good as the one I'm looking for. But I do have a compilation of Scorched Earth policy stuff that includes it all. But of course, I want those originals. The Last Windy and Carl, I Need Depths. On Cranky, there's word that she may reissue some stuff. They're getting active again. But this one on Cranky, their first one, I never see it. Here's Private Press sort of remix of Songs for the Broken Hearted. It's numbered in silkscreen with original artwork of Wendy Weaver on the cover. It's an alternate version of that 2007 album on Cranky, so I just figured I'd show that. Got that when I bought the first album, when I bought that Songs for the Broken Hearted. I got two on the Pole label, Bizomes. I did get this last year, Philippe Bizomes, Infime de Groupe Pattern. I'll show you the original Pole label. Most of these came out on the Tapioca label. Really like to find that Pole version. This is really, really great. The Bizomes Risé is sort of what everyone wants from the label, and I've been hoping to see it come through this way. I've had some options for it. It's not terribly expensive, but I kind of have to move on it pretty soon, I think, or it might be the end of me. Also, Mahogany Brain, Smooth Sick Lights. A very strange, almost lo-fi indie record at times, it feels like, but it's from the early 70s. I'm just going to show Henri Roger images on the Pole label, just to show it as another Pole. Definitely want to get into that label a little more, and the Mahogany Brain is definitely more on the sort of experimental rock side of things. Really cool. A few more Sensations Fix. Looking for that first self-titled library record, only promo on Polydor. It's the rarest Sensation Fix album. There's an option to get it right now. This is Portable Madness from 75, 76. None of the Sensations Fix records are too expensive. If you don't know, this is from 74. It's like the same year as the other one I'm looking for. The other one has like the film in red. Well, you're looking at the cover. And it's great. I mean, they're all kind of the same ilk, but that one is just really tough. It's one of the only Sensations Fix records I don't have. Franco Falsini, Italian basement prog, basement psych. It's prog, but it's like him. He's doing his own thing for sure. So we'll see. We'll see on that one. Two more. The other Charlie Nothing, Inside Outside, much rarer than the one I have from last year on Tacoma. Although this one you never see. This is some out stuff. This is out, just sort of free improv, skronk. But it's on Tacoma, so I had to have that. And I'm looking for Inside Outside, which is a private label, I believe. Not easily attainable. I mean, we're talking 1969 on the Everett Enterprise label. More free improv craziness. And the last one is also on Tacoma. The last one I really need, I think, on Tacoma. Robert Pete Williams with this original cover. There's a reissue of it from a couple years later that's easy to get. This one is not. This one I thought I would get at an auction this year. I thought I was going to get it for like a decent price, and it just got bidded way up. I guess it just hasn't been shown for a while. But this is the Buck of White original on Tacoma that I got last year. I had a later pressing up on the orange Tacoma label with a different cover. This is the first cover. Buck of White, great bluesman. So that's all of them. We'll see what I get. Targeted 2024 list. Yeah, it's went a little bit long on those, but hope you dug that sort of look into what I'm going to be targeting, get my tasers locked in on. As I said, I have stuff that I'm not talking about that I'm looking for. I'm going to take you through a bunch of different videos soon, including a reorgan of my collection. I'm reorganizing and making space to file all that stuff from last year. So I'll take you through that and sort of what's going on with that. I think that'll be fun. Okay, inserting this right here because I forgot to do it over there earlier in the video. So I wanted to try this courtesy or in spirit of how Psycho Funk has done, reading the comments rather than responding to them online. I'm going to respond to them right here for fun. See how this goes. Let's try it. These are all from my last video, sort of recapping my favorite records, not the live stream. The one I did in the other room up there. So we'll go through it. I'll go starting from oldest to newest. My pal Dave, the VC ambassador. I still need to get that Fire Orchestra. Love the Sonic Youth live release. Got it from my brother Russell for Christmas. I'm looking for the OG of the Link LP for many years. Truly a white whale. He almost got the Fowler, he was saying too, because of the live material. The Link record. These are not fall colors. Yeah, I didn't really know about it, so you're way onto that before me. Even though it's funny, I knew a lot about Pacific Northwest bands from the 90s. For some reason I totally missed Link, and it sounds like a lot of people were onto them, like they were certainly being hyped and everything. So I don't believe I'll try to acquire a Link original, but this reissue is excellent. The Rev, good old Rev. Oh, Water Damage is on my list of great pickups, lol, but it did surprise me how it fit into my listening in a good way. Bummed I missed the stream. Enjoying the video, hope to get to do more in 2024. Yeah, Water Damage would have completely missed. I know that label. I have checked out a bunch of stuff on the 12XU label. But thanks to the Rev calling that one out, making me aware. In fact, I got to spin it again. There's so many records to spin again, but I'm going to have to just file everything right now because my brain needs to be organized like my life hopefully will be when my records go where they're supposed to go. Michael Muller. What a dude. Balmoray. Noted in archive. Still doing videos from time to time. Make sure you check out that channel if you haven't already. Quite a year, Dom. Love the Grody in the background. Danny Paul Grody, great guitarist. I still have not heard his new record. It came out last year. I keep meaning to do that. Thank you for the reminder, Michael. I guess he's playing. Michael talks about how Grody is playing on a track on his forthcoming solo LP, so I can't wait to hear that. Always so much fun, very fun, enlightening homework. After watching your vids, love Eremite. Need to spend some more time with Natural Information Society. I'm all in on that band. I believe I have all the records that are Natural Information Society or Josh Abrams with. He was talking about being intrigued by the Blue Lake label, Blue Lake record. You'll definitely want to check that out. And I know you smashed the pre-order on that the American Analog box set. I actually did not pre-order it, Michael, because I haven't yet. I may, but I ended up tracking down all the originals. I don't know if I've told you that. We had a discussion a long time ago about American Analog set. So he was just talking about seeking a thread filing on his filing cabinet in his office. I hope to see you in real life. Michael's definitely someone I really would like to meet up with as soon as possible. Mazzy, you got to stop saying my name. You'll lose a smidge of your alternative experimental street cred. Happy New Year, Dom. I really could care give two shits about such a thing. I think you know that, Mazzy. But no, I like Mazzy's channel. I like Mazzy. I've met him. We hung out. And I was playing a drinking game. Every time I say the word Mazzy, you drink. Marcus and Bender, Happy New Year. I like your recommendations because they are always very organic and your vibes are very positive when talking about music. Great discovery of Blue Lake. I lost the track of them and need to know about this great album. Already on my Infinite Want list. Yeah, I completely discovered that from Pitchfork. No joke. I thought Pitchfork was irrelevant, and they basically are, but they were on top of that one. So thank you, Marcus. Mark Spooner. Mark Spooner comments on every video, pretty much. Nice dude. Just has a great year. 433 records and over 2K subs. I know. Pat. Peace. Cool to get a glimpse of the CD collection. Yeah, I wanted to do that. Blake Summers, thank you for showing your compact discs. I did. I still have a lot of compact discs. I'm keeping them. The digital gramophone makes no sense. I need to give that PJ Harvey more of a chance. You should. You absolutely should. I do appreciate and understand the approach she went with, but I just didn't. I do appreciate the understated approach she went for, but it just didn't grab me. That makes sense. It is understated, no question. Of the 2023 releases I did know here know most, slowly piqued my interest the most. I'm sure there are others, so thanks for providing the list. Just haven't had time to do the reissues video, he says. Slowly is a cool Native American artist on the Cranky label. Check that out. Sure, Julius Shabar. Nice way to end the year, Dom. I dig those CD drawers. Hopefully seeing more videos from Sherv. Steve Carlson. Fax was a very good album. He was all over it. Totally enjoyed it. PJ Harvey had such mixed reviews in the VC. Love hate thing going on with it. Yeah, I didn't hear any hate from it. I missed that. A lot of interesting albums that, as usual, I have no clue about. Busy year finding music, Dom. I'm cutting back this year. At least that's what my plan is for today. I've said the same thing. Too bad I bought 5 albums in the last 2 days, but now I'm cutting back. LOL. Steve, I kind of did too. James Dunseth. Great stream and year-end wrap-up. You never failed to expand my musical horizon, so thank you. 2024 reissue that I wanted to put you on your radar. If it's not already, Roy Montgomery, Temples 4. I have pre-ordered it. James, absolutely all over that. Crankly's finally issuing this masterpiece on 2 LPs for the first time. One of the very, very best from Roy and Cranky. I couldn't agree more. And yeah, never been on vinyl. Paul, Breakfast King of Loyola. Lots of great acquisitions, but I'm particularly a fan of the Thinking Families Reunion 282 records. Saw them play maybe a dozen people in 95. Never seen them. I'm late to them. I listened to them sometime in the mid-aughts. I wasn't into them in the 90s or anything. But I just missed it more than that, and I'm happy to be onto it too. I don't know that I'm going to be getting any more of those records that I already have, but I really need to absorb what I have here so far from them. And each record is actually quite different, so that I could see getting more, but I need to digest these. So, and the last one I have, this might be block-worthy material. I don't know, Dave. From Paolo Alexandra P. Diovio. Ho un plato Dvorak, Brazilian shit king of disconnected ate. And then he replied to himself, a lucida instrumentalist. So there you go. Those are the comments from my last video. And then, yeah, let's just show some 7 inches. These are all the 7 inches I got last year. I won't talk about them because it would take too long, but the Minor Threat, Out of Step Outtakes. Oh god, this is a big pile. Fact Tricks, I got that in WFMU. These I showed these already. Augustus Pablo and Lloyd Chalmers. Okay, this was the grouper repress of. Yeah, it's always hard to tell her titles, but this was on Yellow Electric. First Silver Jews EP on Drag City. I did a bunch of Drag City stuff. One of the early Palace 7 inches Stable, Will and Horses. Great stuff. Oh, I forgot about this one. Linville Thompson's My Mother Saya and the Soul Syndicate reissue on the Embitterments label. Some Flying Saucer Attack on Domino. This is Everywhere Was Everything. This is more Flying Saucer Attack. Crystal Shade. Here's another Palace record. If I Could Fuck a Mountain, I think it is. No, it's The Mountain, yeah. I might take all this to my radio show, which is going on in about an hour. Neef. Oh, the Happy Squid Sampler. I got this as a bonus from someone. The Happy Squid label's great post-punk 100 Flowers record is on that. You have the Urinals on this as well. Vidiots, Arrow Book Club, Danny and the Doorknobs, Phil Biddell. I don't think I listened to this. I gotta play this. Visitors, more post-punk. This is on the, I don't know, Private Press. Here's a bunch of Wendy and Carl that I got last year. This is I forgot to play this. Christmas Time Is Here. Their version of Christmas Time Is Here. This is another Wendy and Carl. What is this called? Oh, it's the Geographic North series. More Wendy and Carl, earlier 7-inch with Hopewell split. More Wendy and Carl, Emerald. That's an early one as well. For some reason I have two of them. This was one of my all-time favorite post-punk finds, the excerpts Untogether and Together. The dub of this is on here, it's incredible. The Fuchsa and Windy and Carl split. This I talked about in the video, this rare New Zealand punk group called Solitudes. And I got the Duster, Bedhead, The Rest of the Day, the second EP, one of my favorite bands ever. This is on the, this is their smaller label. Anyway, that's the first pressing of that. And then, the Duster Numero Group box that has all of the 7 inches. I have only one of the 7 inches originally. This has like a bandana in it. What? This has this is the one I have the original. Oh no, I have the original of this one, Transmission Flux. So I have 2 of these, but I didn't have that one. And this one I think is newer stuff. So there you go. Nice long video for you to start out the year. Targeted list, thoughts about Vinyl Tag, goals, all of it. Hope you enjoyed all that. And I'll talk to you soon. All those other videos I talked about are coming, as well as Vinyl Tag 2024.